I understand the time is well beyond the game. However, I had to mentally recover from what I basically just witnessed towards the end of the game. And we'll get to it as we go through. And hello everyone. This is That One Sportsman, and we'll basically be going over through all of what happened throughout the quarters. And basically just my takes for it. Okay, so for starters, Um, very pretty entertaining game at most parts. There were some parts of it that I really enjoyed. However, there was some pretty good complaints about it. About the thing, I'm not gonna lie. So we'll just kind of just get into it here. So first off, let's go organize this right here. I think this is probably a good spot. I decided to do this type of look because it's just kind of I was only one game I'm talking about, so I figured I might as well do this. So Lamar Jackson, 26 for 41 passes for 273 yards and a touchdown. That was very nice. He also led in rushing with 16 carries, 122 yards. He was just playing dominant the entire time, really. He basically took over the game for the Ravens at multiple points and almost won them the game because they were down. Yeah, because they were down a score. They were Kansas City was up three to go into the half, and then they score. So they're up 10, and then they scored again, and then just Baltimore just kind of just came marched back and almost won the game. They almost scored 17 points in the fourth quarter. They were playing really well. One other player note is Isaiah Likely, 9 receptions for 111 yards and a touchdown. He was very, very good this entire game. Yeah, he missed because spoiler alerts, they lost the game to a toe touch. They lost it to a fucking toe touch. I was so pissed because it barely looked like a toe touch. That I understand rules are rules, but at the same time with what was happening for the rest of the game, it made no sense. I say he played dominantly that entire game. He was so good. And just honestly, it's I just think it's not fair. People complain about him. Mark Andrews, 2 receptions for 14 yards. Yeah, he was coming off injury, but the fact that he caught both his targets and they were crucial targets was pretty good. Zay Flowers was interesting. They used him as more of a kind of a dual threat over here, in terms of receiving and rushing the ball, which I thought that was nice. However, it just kind of didn't really do too much. I wish he would have done a little bit better. Um, yeah, was it Derrick Henry? Derrick Henry actually played pretty solidly in what he did. First half he was pretty dominant because he led in terms of the rushes. Actually, no, I'm not. I'll go through the play, kind of the dry eyes later in a little bit. However, he played really well this game, like in the first quarter. However, they didn't really use him as much, which I mean it kind of makes sense because they were kind of loading up for Derrick Henry, which allowed Lamar Jackson to play. Because I feel like this team is going to be dominated by the run. They're going to lead the league in rushing. That's probably my own take for him, really. And yes, this is basically going to be a humongous ramble. Defensively for the Ravens, Roquan Smith had a very good interception. He had a very good one. It was right down the middle. He just kind of plucked it off, just for him to kind of help just kind of make it work. Really, cause it was insane. Let me just find a play real quick where he did it. Trying to find it. Where's the interception? Yeah, no, he picked it off towards the end of the first half, and he just caught it. He just caught it, which led him to a nice little field goal right there. So it kind of helped. And then Roquan Smith, yeah, he had a pretty good shove on Patrick Mahomes towards the end, and even he was getting a scuffle to it. David Ojabu had a pretty nice sack, honestly. Emandi Mabubuku had a pretty, and Trent Simpson, they had pretty good, they had a pretty good joint kind of sack on Mahomes, and just overall they played really well. Yeah, Lamar Jackson fumbled the ball in the first half, in the second quarter, which I mean makes sense because it just kind of makes sense. However, the fact that they held Baltimore down, held the Chiefs down afterward, because look at this, the fumble happened on their own 20, and they started on the 14. In 5 plays, they couldn't do it. So I thought that was pretty impressive. For for the Ravens defense to really do it. It kind of shows them kind of like, they're just not to be messed with really. In terms of a defense. But as is for Chiefs in terms of stats, for the Ravens, not for Chiefs. Xavier Worthy played really well. Like he scored 2 touchdowns, very quick, used his speed, and just I just think he's gonna be really well. I think he's gonna be a really good because look at this. In one carry, he ran 21 yards and a touchdown, and then reception he caught 2 for 47 yards and a touchdown. So that was pretty dominant. Mahomes went 20 for 28, not a lot of passing attempts. 291 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. The pick coming in the second half, where they really could have just carried away with the game at that point. But Walker Smith decided to catch it. Honestly, I wish the Bears had a type of player like that. Yeah, still kind of sucks what we did with Roquan, but that's the point. Isaiah Pacheco, 15 carries for 45 yards and a touchdown. I mean, it was pretty good. He did pretty well. Carson Steele has him running it, which I liked because it's I thought Carson Steele was going to be pretty good during the preseason reviews. I thought he was going to be a pretty good piece for him because that's kind of what the Chiefs have. Chiefs gets randomly really good players for no reason. Rashid Rice had 7 receptions, 103 yards. So he did pretty well. He did a lot of good catches. Wait, when the hell? I think I probably must have went to the bathroom during this play. Honestly, because I do not remember Patrick Mahomes catching a 2 yards right there. Chris Jones with a forced fumble was pretty nice. A couple pass deflections here and there. It was Leo Chanel. He had one that I honestly thought was gonna get picked off, but thank goodness he didn't pick it off. And then just overall, the fact that Chris Jones was the only one that had a sack really was impressive for this Ravens line, because it's just kind of because the main question with their entire offense is going to be the new O line because they lost depth and some veteranness. So the line is young, but overall they actually played really well against this Kansas City defense really. Yeah, if I were to give a standout player for each of them. Also, one thing I forgot to mention, Travis Kelce only got 3 receptions for 34 yards. Kind of showing up in there. I think they're just more or less using him as a distraction piece, really. That's what they're going to do. They're just kind of run him to the rest of the ground for the rest of it. That's also what I think. Standout player for the Chiefs, I honestly think it's Xavier Worthy. He was really scary for it. Even though he only had 4 opportunities to get some yards, he did really well. He was really efficient in those times. And for the Ravens, honestly, Lamar Jackson would probably give the MVP for it, really. But yeah, that's the stats. First quarter, touchdown by Derrick Henry. I mean, just kind of looking here, it's they got a penalty on Ronnie Stanley for legal formation, which they seem to get kind of cracking down hard on it because it's you'll see later on when we're going to it. Where's lost up? Yeah, because it happened again. No play, and then you got a pass deflection and offsetting. So it's there's a lot of penalties throughout this game. This is one example of it, where it was just kind of they had 2 penalties right there to start off the game. Kansas City came back within 2 minutes and 19 seconds because Xavier Worthy basically was just oh hey, we're just gonna run it in real quick, which is pretty nice. This kind of drive. Yeah, because Lamar did one of the first passes to Likely, a 1 yard run by Henry to a 3 yard, and then to a 1 yard for those. At that point, Kansas City was kind of slowly figuring out how to defend against the Ravens, which again, it's they're gonna dominate about the run. However, it was just kind of a thing where it is kind of very hard to stop. It's a very huge ask for any team to really stop the Ravens on the run this year. And then for this one, it just really just was a lot of just kind of them trying to get make plays happening, and then all of a sudden it just kind of they had a sack right here, that just a quick sack that kind of basically kind of forced them out. The fumble here, this is kind of he got sacked and then he got recovered at their own 14. However, within 5 plays, they immediately drew a penalty on Travis Kelce for offensive holding for 10 yards. So they got brought back a lot. And then just passing completion, 11-yard pass, passing completion, and then just a field goal. So like they did really good in stopping them like right down in there. This was a dumb play, honestly. Like this turnover on downs, it was so close to making it through there, honestly. Like that was like one like drive I was looking for where I was like I kind of saw it because like again, just like it was just so close to really like having it work, but it just like it just didn't. Like Zay Flowers like just barely just missed it. Really, he barely. And then this one, just like again, a 5-yard penalty on Jawan Taylor, which I thought was pretty funny because Jawan Taylor again with his because he led the league in penalties last year. He had like 17, and he had like a couple like here I think. I'm trying to think, I think there was another one I think he had, and then just here, just like caught it, ran, pass, quick little run, and then just yeah, they just like Justin also was it. Speaking of which, one thing I forgot to mention, Justin Tucker missing the field goal was like kind of was a little wild. I ain't gonna lie, it was a little wild. Also, the fact that just like most of these teams are like there wasn't really a lot of returns really. So it was like the fact that these teams are just kind of like, oh fuck it, you're gonna start at 30 yards. Oh yeah, we'll just make it hard for you then. Some teams are just not really caring as much. That was pretty interesting. And then just here, like this kind of when it started because it's just kind of like again a lot of penalties like this game. That was like the main thing I kind of noticed was like these referees are like more or less enforcing penalties, which makes sense. However, it's just like there was just like some that were like kind of dumb because like this one like roughing the passer, that was one that was pretty dumb. And then I'm trying to think of other plays here. And then we got like kind of like this sort of play where it's just like a lot of it just like passing completions. Man, I feel like Zay Flowers is unlikely. However, like they did get kind of like a good little like two plays here to Hill and Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews had a good little catch right there. And then just here is this one. This one. Oh yeah, this is the one where Carson Steele ran for 5 yards. I was very happy when I heard his name got announced. There, and I'm pretty happy for it. Fourth quarter. This is kind of where a lot of it kind of started. So, okay, this one was a dumb play by like Linderbaum because it's like he would have because like he all he had to do was just not reach out a little bit more. I get it why he reached out, but like he got called for it. I thought that was like a little dumb because it was a good ass play. It was a good ass play. They were so close to it. However, they still got the touchdown because Isaiah Likely decided to be a fucking dog and just caught that bitch. Kansas City the next play ran for the touchdown and then just Xavier Worthy just like it was a like a nice like play. It kind of made sense because it's just like there was like no safety helping up top. I think it wasn't it Humphrey? I think who was like playing it. Wait, let me double check that actually. I'm double checking that shit right now because who was it? I think it was Marlon Humphrey who was guarding Xavier Worthy. I mean, during that play because like I think he believed that he had Kyle Hamilton up top ready to help him out, but there was just no one there. So Holmes was kind of like, oh, let me just like throw it over there real quick. And yeah, no, it was just kind of like it was just a dumb play. Really, they really should have not had that happen. And then just like this sort of play, which is kind of like a quick little like, oh hey, we're just gonna work down this field real quick, run as much clock as we can, and then just resulted in a field goal. So that was kind of like the start of their kind of like coming back because next time they came down and they got here's the other one. Jawan Taylor already has two penalties, and then just like a lot of just penalties. And then we have like this little like scuffle over here for just like some just like roughhousing, which is always entertaining. And then just they kind of punted it, and then just from there, this is kind of like where the drive kind of happened. So, fourth quarter, 1 minute and 50 seconds left. 8-yard pass, 9-yard pass. The Bateman missed. Zay Likely push out of bounds. Quick little run from Lamar. Hill caught it, brought down. No huddle. He just said likely, called it. Bateman, hard patches, threw it as hard as he can, really. And then he just like missed his short to likely, and then just like I was like, Kansas City Chiefs has an injury with Leo Chanel. For here, there was like a little bit of thing, and yeah, there was like an injury where it was just kind of like sucked basically because it was like I think it was like an eye injury or something. There was like an eye injury in one of the plays. No, wait, no, it was in Baltimore. It was in Baltimore that had like an injury, but there was a couple of injuries like during the game, which honestly makes sense because it's like rivals playing against each other, so of course there's gonna be some injuries. And then just Lamar, he just like lobbed it to like likely, and likely brought it down. And at first he looked like it was pretty good. However, his one toe touched the line, and they called it. They reversed it. The call. I was pissed. I was screaming. I was mad because I was just kind of like I was just pissed at that. It was that play. There was just like no way. Like I was just like, are you kidding me? However, it was a good game. Honestly, very entertaining. Very good opener. And yeah, no, I know tonight is going to be the Packers and Eagles, so I'm probably going to release a kind of quick little short, just kind of give my prediction for it. And later tonight, there will actually be a video on time. Actually, again, sorry, I was just heated. I was just pretty heated. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, no, hope y'all enjoy the video, and I'll talk to y'all later tonight. See ya.